How will AI change leadership in the next few years? What's good? I'm Rob Cressy, and I saw a LinkedIn post from a friend of mine, shout out Alexander, that asked that question: how will AI change the leadership in the next few years? And oh, baby, do I have some thoughts. I want to share the post in real time because we're going to co-create on this, and you're about to get a real-time coaching session here. Shout out. I love Alexander. He is great. And I'm looking forward to him watching or seeing this. So it says here, how will AI change leadership in the next few years? Right now, the conversation I'm hearing from senior leaders is intense. One, massive disruption with massive learning, unlearning, upskilling, flexibility required, more than we can currently imagine. Number two, higher pressure and more stress. What leaders experience now is nothing compared to what's coming. Number three, possibly fewer management positions in a couple of years, not more. Part of your hybrid workforce and even leadership team will be AI. We're entering uncharted territory, and the world is changing at a quicker pace than ever before. And there's a gap in leadership capabilities. I'm on a mission to help you bridge that gap. So he shares that, and I want to break down the language and what. So he's seeing this in the market, right? So we're friends. I'm following him because I respect him. I like what he does. So here's a signal from somebody else saying, hey, here's what I'm seeing people talking about in the world of AI right now. And now I'm going to sort of change the frame on what they or others could be doing better, different, easier, faster, create those perspectives that'll really shift some of the language, because the number one thing that stood out to me about the post was the language that was used in it. Man, it was heavy. It was like, holy smokes, massive learning, unlearning, upskilling, more than we can currently imagine, right? And I see all of that, and I'm like, this is business as usual for an entrepreneur, right? What day do we wake up and not grow? What day do we wake up and not try and get better every day and learn something new, right? But that's not the case for everybody else. And one of the things that I've been sharing a lot more in DMs when people are hitting me up is all around the way that we lead in the AI era. Because one of the things people are saying, and this is like industry all over the place, is I don't want to fall behind with AI. At no point in my life have I ever heard more people say the phrase, I don't want to fall behind. And I get it. And I hear it and throw that in the trash, because that is not getting anybody anywhere. We're not in a fall behind kind of world. We are, as leaders, as high performers, as entrepreneurs, coaches, creators, parents, right? What we do is we're leaders. And that's the way that you flip this in the AI era. And that's the thing that turns this from an obstacle or a have to do to an opportunity or a get to do. And this simple framing completely changes the game. It's scarcity versus abundance and possibility. So when I'm hearing how heavy those words are, that should be a signal in general that that's not the path or perspective that's going to help us create what we want, right? I understand massive disruption. Things are changing. Got it. Stranger danger. But this is where the greatest opportunities are right now. And oh, by the way, all of this can be completely designed and aligned in the way for everything that you want to create in your life. Your dreams, your goals, your vision, authentically to who you are, how you can help people, how you can grow your business. You can create everything financially you want, do everything you want for your family. All of this is possible, right? That's the energy I'm leaning into, because that just sounds a lot better than all of this other big heavy stuff, even though I get it. Number two, here we go again. Higher pressure and more stress. What leaders experience now is nothing compared to what's coming. All right, as leaders, number one, welcome to the club. You think we get leaders by doing easy things? It's like, hey, you're sitting on the couch. You're a leader. You're a leader. You're a leader. Let's hand these things out. No, by design, the best leaders are best under pressure, right? Pressure is a privilege. We hear that all the time. And we as the best, we crave this stuff. It's like, what? Brand new game. And this is the thing that I really try and share, the things that I'm seeing to help others as a possibility for them. And for me, legitimately, this is just straight possibility in playing, in game. It's like, this feels like magic. It's the best way I can describe how I feel about ChatGPT, how I used it the first time, and what you're seeing with AI and the speed of all of this stuff. It doesn't even feel real. It feels like magic. And there's people who are like, yeah, that magic, I'm out. That won't help my business. I don't have the time to do that. I'm like, that is nuts. How in the world are we not using these tools that can? I think that's a key word. Can make things better, easier, faster, more creative, more everything, right? Because things can be used in different places right there. So when it comes to high pressure and more stress, well, that's just I'm sorry about the perspective for those people that's how you're rolling in. That's not an Alexander. That's what he's hearing in the market, right? High pressure, high stress. No, what Colin and I say all the time is let's keep this light, easy, and fun. Right? You get to choose the world. High pressure, more stress, or light, easy, and fun. And the results, let's see where those things go. Place your chips on where you're going to do this. And I think back to, so I'm looking in real time at my notes here. What leaders experience now is nothing compared to what's coming. And all right, so let's look at the weight behind that, because this is something that changed my entire life at the very beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. Day one, morning one. And I share this often with my clients and really on stage too, to try and help break the barrier that somehow I'm any different, because I started at zero 15 years ago in corporate America, did business, did education, all of this stuff. And at no point in 30 years did anybody teach me the word self-awareness or growth mindset. Two things not part of my vocabulary 15 years ago. And on that very first morning of that very first day of being an entrepreneur and making my dreams happen, there was no one to tell me what to do. When do I eat? Who do I call? Do I go to the gym? Do I watch TV? Anything. Everything's on me. And for a lot of people, oh my God, everything's on me can feel heavy. It can feel like stress. It can feel like pressure, where you're like, I don't know if I want that amount of responsibility on what I'm doing if everything's on me. But then there was me, who used to work in a cube farm, slinging home equity loans for Fifth Third Bank, making $10 an hour. And I was like, you're telling me everything's on me? Let's go. And with that, I understood that I could design and create every single aspect of my life, from the way that I think to how I show up, to when I wake up in the morning, to what I do, to who I kick it with, all of that stuff. So when you're coming from that perspective, that the fun is what we're creating, not the thing to be afraid of, right? This is lifestyle design. And this is another phrase that really changed my perspective, was live by design, not by default. Right? So if we're all living by design, let's go. We got AI and ChatGPT to help us with this. And it doesn't have to be any more or any less than you want it to be. Right? So we don't need to make this so polarizing and romantic about everything. It's just tools for doing some cool stuff that can really help you create a lot of awesome things with a lot of awesome people. And then the last thing he says here is fewer management positions in a couple of years, not more. Part of your hybrid workforce and even leadership team will be AI. And there's truth in that for sure. And I think this is where, when you're seeing stuff on LinkedIn, which is more business focused in the way that it talks and creates, that will be something that will be a lot more prevalent in a corporate environment, of which a large amount of my network has been or has tentacles inside of. So seeing that perspective, I think it's a really good awareness for everybody, right? So I'm always looking for what are the holistic or universal principles or things that I'm seeing across where other people are sharing, right? Because this is our ability to dig as deep as we want in this, but these are the signals in the market, and this is why I'm sharing this right now. Whether you're watching this on video or listening on podcast, is all right, here's what I'm seeing, and this is what my friend Alexander's seeing right now in the market too, and he's doing a great job of starting that conversation and asking what leadership's going to look like in the next few years with AI. And it's very important that we at least think about in design what it's going to look like and who we collaborate with and how we do so, right? So whether you're in corporate or an entrepreneur or within a team, just think about the dynamic of that environment and how you're creating, interacting, your workflows, your processes, your systems, the how you're ideating and being creative, the relationships between these things, right? Because we're architecting the way that we are creating or working. And this is what's making this so challenging, I think, for a lot of people is, and this isn't, I don't believe this is talked about much, is the way that this is reshaping work. And they call it reshaping work in the AI era, but really it's like, how is this going to change how we work for the next decade, right? All day, every day. We can call it an AI era, but it is what it is. And that's one of the things that both myself, my partner Colin, and a lot of the people who are part of my networking community that we're thinking about is the way that work is changing, right? Because for a lot of these big companies, they're like slow moving icebergs because AI is unromantic about this stuff. It doesn't care what you do, how much money you have, how big your team is, do you have paid budgets, what you've done in the past, what awards you think you've got. None of that matters. It's like, all right, are you using this or are you not? And if you're not using this, you're staying right here. And it doesn't matter if you're on top right now, right? This is what's great for everybody right now. And one of those possibilities, you having your best day right now, amazing. AI can help you. You having a challenging day right now, amazing. AI can help you. You fall somewhere in between there on a consistent basis, great. AI can help you, right? And that is such the big opportunity right now that I can take you to a DM I'm talking about right now with somebody is all around a competition or their competitors having big budgets for paid social and what to do. And they had said that they want to be first in their industry to do specific things. And that's the mindset and mentality of being a leader. It's a great example of being a leader. And I'm glad that I'm actually saying this. I'm going to send this to her now because that's what we're really looking at right now is now let's step into our leadership. And what does that look like as, once again, leaders of yourself, your companies, your families, your friends, your employees, and the people you work with? This is the opportunity here. And how do you want to shape this? And what do you want it to look like? And do you want to be in control of the next 10 years of your life in business, or do you want something else to be, right? I'm completely in control of this bad boy. Let's go. And that's the ownership piece of this. And that's what we as leaders, that's what we do. I collect or hear a lot of things in the world of AI, both from the conversations I have or I hear or that I'm a part of. And it really just gives some unique perspective on what's really in the minds of people around this, because I've heard every single objection. I've heard everything that's amazing, incredible, and everything in between, the type of people who like it or don't like it or show up like that. And it can be just all this simple as how you want to lead and show up. This is like a 1 or a 0. Think of it as binary. I was on another call this morning, like 2 hours ago, that the person said, there's only 2 types of people with AI. You're either all in or you're all out. There's like no in between there, because if you're dabbling, you're pretty much all out. Doesn't mean you can't get to the next level there. And it was a great representation of leadership and the mindset around this again in AI, because that was the original question. How will leadership or how will AI change leadership in the next few years, right? So right now is a great opportunity for you to ask yourself, am I all in or are you all out in the AI era? And it doesn't mean that you have to drink the Kool-Aid, but it does mean, wait a second, I'm taking a position in the way that I'm growing and leading in this era. Because one of the things that I always try and help my clients see, and I even really did this at the Professionals in Paradise keynote that I did 10 days ago, was for everyone in you to see yourself as a leader in this era, because all of us have an opportunity to be experts in this. And it's really just still experts in your business and who you are and how you share and how you help. And you can share the ways that you use AI, but really that's all around how you're just growing your business. And I started at 0 like everybody else. No tech background, no AI background. I do not consider myself a coder. So I went from 0 where everybody else started or is. And then somehow I'm coaching and speaking on stages around all of this. And I'm sharing this because, well, if I can do this and I was just in the same place 2 years ago, then everybody can do this. And by design, most people are going to hesitate and not do it. And they're going to create excuses for why not to, right? I'm not this person, but we have the biggest opportunity in the world to be that person, because I look around and there's very few other people who are doing what I'm doing. because there's levels of leadership that we get to step into and be where you're impacting more people or playing a bigger game or operating on a higher level. And that's another one of the things that I love about leadership in all of this is, as Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin says, we want volunteers, not hostages. Right? Once again, we're in the AI era. Let's go. Who wants to volunteer? Who wants to be a hostage to all of this? So that's another level of leadership in there. And by the way, here we go. Steelers, super excited about the upcoming season. So with this, I'm going to encourage you to once again, so I'm like peeling the onion on like the mindset, the philosophy, the theory, the how we're stepping into it, what's possible for each of us, because what I love is to think of this as a possibility era. Right? Yeah, it's the AI era, but for most people, they're going to think of it as very technical. But one of the big light bulb moments for me in the keynote in Orlando was how part of my demographic is non-technical business owners that want to take action, because everybody in that room there was like, hey, I'm here to grow my business and I want to learn about AI and I don't have a tech background. I was like, great, me either. And because of that, we can see things from a different lens. The tech can just feel heavy and you can hear coding and you're like, I don't understand any of that. Yeah, that's just one part of this. But I very much believe it is thinking differently that will help you succeed in the AI era, not do I have a coding background or not. Yes, there's possibilities to what you can do, but it's all around thinking differently. And of course, even the real next level is you not being a coder and being open to the possibility that creating code has never been easier than it is right now, where you can legitimately code something in under 2 minutes. It is mind-blowing. If you have never seen someone build something with Claude Code in real time, maybe I'll do that in a future video. It's nuts. It's just, that's what you want to do, is you want to see what's possible in the AI era. And once you see, the more you can see. And maybe you're going to do it, or someone on your team, or you can talk about it, or maybe you can just see what's on the horizon there, right? You're just gaining these little perspectives and these little ways of seeing things. So last thing Alexander says in the post is we're entering uncharted territory. Let's go. Who's in for that? One of my declarations every morning is all around, I am nothing and everything. And for me, this is a declaration that has me see every single day as a blank canvas. So I am nothing is boom, every single day is a blank canvas. And then I am everything is my ability to create and paint on that canvas however I want all day, every day, right? So that's the perspective that I choose for this. So that's the way that I would encourage you to think about uncharted territory. It's like, boom, let's build that roadmap. Let's see what's over there, because what's over there is going to go way up there. And that's how I'm getting down. Hopefully you too. So with this, shout out to Alexander. Thank you so very much for sharing your perspective and being a part of this conversation. And I would love to hear from you. How do you believe AI will change leadership in the next few years? If you've got some fire in this, or if you've got some depth, share that video, text. You can hit me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram at Rob Cressy. And if you vibe with us, let's have a conversation. Other than that, sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing day.